Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Michelle, and today I want to share with you books we will be reading for LGBTQ Pride Month. So, if you're new here, I have a 9-year-old, 5-year-old, 2-year-old, and these are the books I found at my local library that deal with issues faced by the LGBTQ community. So, I'm going to show you them really quick, and I'm curious, I would love to know in the comments below. Even though June is Pride Month, I noticed my library doesn't have any of these books on display. I had to actually search and find them in different spots in the library. I'm curious if your library actually puts books on display for Pride Month. Let me know in the comments below. So, first one I have is Marlon Bundo, A Day in the Life. So, this is a really cute book about a bunny who finds another bunny, and they fall in love and they decide to get married. And there is a bug called a stink bug that tells them that it's not right, that they're not allowed to because they're both boy bunnies. And the other animals say, well, you know, we're all different. And they talk about all their differences and how they get to choose who's in charge, and they vote and they decide that stink bug isn't in charge because he's not fair to everybody, not representing everybody's equal rights. And I just think this is a really cute story to illustrate that, and I really like the ending that stink bugs are temporary, but love is forever. So that's a really cute book. Next one is The World Needs More Purple People. And this is just a book about accepting others and how you can be an ally to other people by being a purple person. And it goes through different steps of researching, understanding things, speaking out against things you see. That one is nice. Next one is Felixs New Skirt. And I will link up above the book list, or book I used last June for that, because that one did include a lot of adult suggestions as well. And it's disappointing because this year I tried searching my library and I could not find a lot of books geared towards learning about the LGBTQ community aimed at adults. So if you know any, please link them or tell me in the comments below, because I really do enjoy learning more. So in Felixs New Skirt, about a boy who enjoys wearing skirts and how the other kids make fun of him. And what his dad ends up doing is he shows up one day to pick up his son, and he's wearing a skirt. And of course, one of the boys at the school makes fun of him and says, skirts are for girls. And the dad says, didn't anybody ever tell you boys and girls can wear whatever they want? And I think that's just a really nice story about being true to yourself. Some newer ones, Granddad's Camper. What I really like about this one is a grandpa talks about all the adventures he went on with his husband and all the places they got to see in their camper. Really nice imagery. And then it ends up with, even though his husband has died, the granddad still takes his granddaughter out for new adventures. So I thought that was really a sweet book. Next is All Moms. And I really like that it depicts a lot of different types of moms in here. So it goes through the books about all the different things moms can do. And sometimes people have more than one mom. Same in line with that one. This one is Mama and Mommy and Me in the Middle. Girl talks about what it's like having two moms, what she refers to each of them, and just family structure. Next one, and I have to say this is probably one of my favorite ones from this year, is A Church for All. I think when you talk about LGBTQ pride, you don't often see it in a positive way in churches, which is disappointing to me because I am a Christian, specifically a Lutheran, and I believe that God loves us all. We are all uniquely made, and this book, I think, does a really good job explaining that. So it's a bunch of different people getting ready for church, and you notice there's a lot of diversity and different groups represented, and that everybody's welcome at this church. which I think is a wonderful message to be sending, especially children, but adults as well. And it goes through and talks about the different people that go to church and how everybody's accepted in this church. And what I really like is in the back, it's actually based on a true story about someone who came across a church that was accepting to all, and they proudly show the pride flag and different things like that. So it's really cool that this story is based on a church that is accepting for all, because it is actually a real thing. Next is What Are Your Words? A book about pronouns. Now, we did study pronouns last year to talk about the differences and how to use them, how to properly ask someone what the pronoun is. But I really like this because it goes through the story of a boy who isn't sure what his pronouns are. Yeah, and that's completely fine not to know. But he goes through all the people in his neighborhood and he shares their pronouns and what they use. And in the end, it's him coming to the journey of figuring out who he is and what who they are and what their pronouns are. So I think that's a really good example book to share with children about proper usage of pronouns and how to go about using them. Next is Pink is for Boys. I can't remember if this was the one I used last year too, but I think it's a good book either way. And it just goes over how color is not associated with gender. How girls can wear pink, boys can wear bows, dresses, it doesn't matter. Gender, norms, that whatever you feel comfortable and confident in is what you can wear. The last one is a family is a family. What I really like about this one is it goes through many different family structures. So when your grandparents are raising you, when you're in a foster family, when you have two moms or two dads, it goes through all these different family structures. I think it's really good for kids to be exposed to books like this so they understand that things aren't always one way, which for a child I think it's very easy to get stuck in that bubble that this is my family structure, so everybody's family structure must be like that. It's not true. So exposing to the different types of families out there I think is really good. The last book I got was Was Harvey Milk? And last year, I'll insert the other book I really enjoy here. It's about the pride flag and where it came from, the idea came from it, and how it's used, and it actually inspired our family to purchase a pride flag that we fly outside our house. And it's a funny thing, after we did that, not too long after, the neighbors across the street purchased a pride flag, and now we're flying theirs. And then I noticed just down the street too that there are some neighbors for the month of June that just put up a pride flag. So it's exciting to see that kind of reach other people. But this goes through the life of Harvey Milk. And I think it's a really interesting read because it talks about kind of the history of LGBTQ rights and how he was a teacher for a short amount of time, but because you were not allowed to be a teacher and be gay, him and his partner would often move from place to place, and overall how he got elected and used his influence to change things. And although he was only in office, I think, for a year, what came about in that, and also how he used the flag to help unite people, a symbol of unity. So I think that was a really good informational book, especially since we read the Pride Flag book last year, that this is building upon that, which I think is really nice. So these are the books I've chosen for LGBTQ Pride Month. If you have any suggestions that you're aware of, please link them down in the comments below. I'm always looking for more resources, but thank you for watching.